Hey guys, how you doing? I did a live earlier and I was in the gym and I was on the elliptical machine and it was so blurry. I think cuz I was moving so much, you couldn't see it was blurring in and out and you couldn't even really see me. So I'm doing it again. So, as I was saying, as the caption says, you can still flavor your food. Yes, you can still flavor your food without using salt, oil, and sugar. And so I'm going to go into how you can do that towards the end of the video. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about salt, oil, and sugar because it's one of the major root causes of chronic diseases that we're dealing with today, right? And it's the excess salt, oil, and sugar, right? So, and the chemicals. So what I wanted to discuss a little bit about salt, oil, and sugar. And for instance, salt. Almost half the population in the U.S. has high blood pressure, and so I'm sure because of that, most of us are aware of the effects of salt on your blood pressure. If you're dealing with high blood pressure, you want to reduce or eliminate your salt intake, right? Because it can damage the arteries and cause other problems. Once high blood pressure can lead to other chronic diseases, heart disease, diabetes, and other chronic conditions. And then we have oil. And so most of us, when we think about like arteries being clogged and things like that, we think about saturated fat. Animal products, saturated fat, because we can only get saturated fats from animal products. Besides, there's two ways you can get it from plants, and that's through coconut oil and palm oil. But basically, we get it from the animal products, right? And the cholesterol. So, however, seed oils can be very inflammatory to the body because of the way they're processed. It increases the omega 6s to such a high level that the oils become inflammatory to the body. Your corn oils, your vegetable oil, your soybean oil, your canola oil, all of these oils, these seed oils can cause a lot of inflammation in the body. They also can lead to cause depression and other chronic. It can lead to artery damage, clogged arteries, and things like that. So when they say, "Oh, don't you can instead of eating a high saturated diet, use vegetable oils." Well, the seed oils can be just as detrimental. Now, when you talk about your olive oils and things like that, well, it may be better, but they say it's better. Better than what? Than saturated fat? Maybe it's better than saturated fat, but it's still, once they take process the oil from the actual fruit, what you're left with is pure fat. So the oils, we need to be conscious about how much oil we intake. And because when we're cooking, everything is sauteed with oil or slathered in oil, right? And then we have our sugar. And sugar, we all know, can cause problems and health problems, excess sugar to the body, but it can also affect the brain. It can uh, affect the brain and cause cognitive and memory deficiencies and depression. And also, it can disrupt our dopamine receptors because that excess, we eat so much sugar, our dopamine receptors don't work properly. And what dopamine is the hormone. What it does, it sends the feel good hormone to our brains, and so it makes us feel good. Sometimes you eat that sugar, you're down, you eat the sugar. People who are addicted to sugar, they eat the sugar, it makes them feel good. And that's because the dopamine receptors are disrupted. There's so much eating so much sugar that it becomes addictive. And so when we're dealing all of these things, when we're dealing with chronic stress, right? These exacerbate chronic stress because these affect the brain. And when your brain is affected and not function at its optimal. Your thinking is distorted. Your decision making is challenged, and the depression. All of this can lead to increased chronic stress. And then what we're trying to do here, we're trying to eliminate chronic stress. So to say that also, and my program Truly Plant Based, in our program we not only eliminate meat, eggs, dairy, and seafood meds, we also eliminate salt, oil, and sugar, because most of our clients, when they come to us, they're dealing with some kind of chronic health condition, or and their body's compromised. So they don't have the luxury to be ingesting all that sort of oil and sugar. So we eliminate the salt, oil, and sugar. And so when they say that, they say, you're going to tell me I can't eat meat, eggs, dairy, seafood, and then you want to take away salt, oil, and sugar too? How in the world am I going to flavor my food? How is it going to taste good? I'm not going to be able to do this. Well, that's one of the benefits of our program, is that we have 5 phases, and after 4 of those phases, we do a cooking demo. And there we show our clients how to cook plant-based meals and how to flavor them so they taste good, and that they can actually see that it's possible that they can do this, right? And so and it's like, okay, you eliminate the salt and sugar because we're trying to combat chronic disease. We're trying to combat chronic stress and disease and maintain optimal health. So initially, you're going to have to get rid of this stuff, because we're addicted to these substances, the salt, oil, and sugar. So we eliminate it in our program. And so, but we don't just leave you hanging out there high and dry. We show you how to flavor your food so that you can still enjoy your food. And after a while, you won't even want to go back to that old way of living. You won't even want so much salt on it. You won't even maybe want the salt or the sugar, or very minimal at least. And you'll have, then at that point, when you've got your health under control, you got the discipline. Well, you can have a little, if you had something with some sugars, or it's no big deal. You know how to get back on track. So all that to say is, I wanted to share with my subscribers that I'm going to hold a recipe demonstration, not a cooking demonstration, because we're not going to be cooking. It's no need to cook, but I'm going to be showing you how to flavor your food without salt, oil, or sugar. And so that's my announcement, because yes, you can still have the flavor without salt, oil, and sugar. So I'm going to be doing that recipe demo, and subscribe, because in about 2 weeks, or maybe next week, I'm going to send you the details if you want to sign up and to be a part of the recipe demo event. So that's what I wanted to come on to say today, because this salt, oil, and sugar is in everything, especially processed foods. It's loaded with salt, oil, and sugar, and it's killing people. So we got to get that stuff under control. We got to move our bodies, and we got to work on that chronic stress, because that stress usually triggers us to reach for those unhealthy things, or take on some kind of unhealthy behavior. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry, the first video, it was just so and so I just said I'll do it over. But you guys, you know what you gotta do. You gotta have an amazing day. Move your body, eliminate that salt, oil, and sugar, and have a good one. All right, guys, take care.